have a dream, oh, I have a dream. Red, white, and blue, fly free, fly free. I believe, oh, I believe. Will you dream with me?
Hey everybody, this is Louis Michael. I am sitting in today for Don Blankard and Lynn Morris as they are not here today, obviously. So you're going to have to settle for me. I'm going to be in today hosting for them while they were out, but I do believe they will be returning next week, and we'll be very excited to see them come back and help me out through this thing. But hey, today we've got a special guest for us, and it's Adamant Faith. And some of you may remember Adam was on here in December, and Faith was under the weather, so she couldn't come. But we're thrilled to death today that she is here with Adam because they both have voices like angels. Don't believe me? Just stick around and watch. I promise you'll figure that out. I keep calling Faith Songbird, and I'm trying to figure out a name for Songbird too. But they've got incredible voices, and I'm glad to be a part of their lives right now. But the song that we opened up with is called, what is it called?
I have a dream.
I Have a Dream. You all write that?
So I did some work for Dawn, and she had me transcribe some of her songs, and that one, she had like the ideas, and then I just turned it into a song.
Okay. You might pull that mic a little closer to you, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Is that all right? Okay, good. Yeah, well, she had mentioned that you had written it and had produced it or something, so I want to get that out so everybody knew that's where it comes from. Changing Time's theme song there came from Adamant Faith. We're going to be visiting with them throughout the day today, and we learned a little bit about them before when Adam was here, but you guys introduce yourselves real quick and tell us about who you are and what you're doing and how you met.
Yeah, so I'm Adam Grimes. I'm a singer-songwriter, producer, engineer, all the things, creative things.
Wait a minute, you want the list?
Yeah, right. I know. We need to pull out the scroll.
But there's nothing wrong with that. You're
no,
jack of all trades. Yeah,
absolutely. So I have a bachelor's in musical theater, lived in LA for a while, New York City for a few years, and then came back to Missouri during the pandemic and have just been here since and put roots down and have enjoyed my time back.
How early did you realize that you had a love for music, or that you were going to follow this path?
Oh, when I was like 2 years old.
2 years old?
Yeah. My mom used to play piano and give me a flashlight without batteries and tell me to sing into the microphone. So there's still VHS tapes of me singing Celine Dion. So
I love
that
it.
was basically when I knew.
And you had an uncle or a grandfather, did you say, that was very musical in the local area?
Yeah, my whole family is very musical, but my grandpa and my great uncle, Jess Grimes and Jim Grimes, were kind of like the bluegrass men of the Bruner, Rogersville, Sparta area. So kind of just fell into my lap that I had to continue that on in some way. So
yeah, I got to learn a little bit of this history over this last week as Patty and I had dinner with all of them, Faith and her husband Sam and Adam at their house. And they don't all live together, but at Faith and Sam's house. And Faith cooked up a great meal, and it was really good. And she said she's still eating leftovers, but you don't need to know that or what they are or where they are. But anyway, tell us a little bit about yourself, Faith.
Yeah, so my name's Faith, and I just grew up in Springfield, Missouri. Went to Kickapoo, and just have a background in a lot of like worship leading. So I led worship for my church almost every week in the youth group from 7th grade on, and then I'm still leading worship at First and Calvary. And I have a music degree in music composition, so I work as a choral composer. So I've written pieces for like Mizzou and Bolivar, Kickapoo, different choirs, some commissions from Texas. So that's another part of my job. And then we also do Adamant Faith. So we play shows and release music. And yeah.
How about you? When was the first time you ever performed solo, or when was your first time being in front of people to sing? Do you remember that?
I don't know when the first time was, probably at like a church musical. So I sang at like, I would sing a lot at church, do like offertory and those kind of things. So,
right.
And then when I was 12, when I was 5, I started studying piano. And then when I was 12, I started studying classical voice from a teacher at MSU. And then just, took it from there.
How fun. I think I was 13, my very first time I ever sang in front of people, because I was such a shy kid. I didn't want anybody looking at me, and I was a true mama's boy. And just, if somebody looked at me, I'd cry. I was that guy. or that kid, and which people look at me now, they go, what? There's no way. But I was 13. And I remember my dad saying that, once you get that first performance out of your way, it'll be okay, And of course, I grew up watching, my idol was Tony Orlando and Elvis Presley. And I've gotten to know Tony over the years, which has been awesome. But I wanted to be like those guys. I wanted to have my own TV show and sing in front of people and all this stuff. So I found out about a talent show at the Ozark Mountain Jubilee that used to be on North Glenstone years ago, which the original was downtown back in the 50s and all that. And somebody had opened up this one on North Glenstone, and it was called the Jubilee. And I think it had some fairly well-known singers that came through and performed there and whatnot. So anyway, I found this deal about this talent show, and I signed myself up. My parents had no idea that I had done this. And so about 2 days before, I said, oh, by the way, on Saturday or whatever it was, you need to drop me off at Ozark Mountain Jubilee because I'm singing. And they're like, what? You're doing what? And I said, yeah, I'm in a talent show, and I'm going to sing. What are you going to sing? I said, Love Me Tender. Okay, well, when do we need to be there? I'm like, you just need to drop me off. They're like, drop you off? And I was like, yeah, you can't stay. So the very first time I ever performed for an audience, my parents had to drop me off and leave me at the front door. And they never told me to this day if they snuck in or not. I would have been the dad that snuck in. But anyway, they said they honored my request and they didn't come in. And so I sang Love Me Tender. And when you're singing, when you're nervous and it's the first time you're in front of people or whatever, the theater temperature was like 60 degrees.
Oh, no.
And I'm shivering. It's love me tender, love me. It's a wonder I even made it through the song. But I did. But that was my very first time getting to sing in front of people. So I'm always curious about other entertainers and singers. When was your first time you really got out there and you thought, oh, this is cool? Were you comfortable? Were you nervous? Me, I was scared to death.
Yeah.
But after that, I was okay. And my dad was right. So anyway.
Yeah.
I
think
grew
my
up in
first,
go ahead.
my first one was like probably playing piano recitals. And that was so stressful.
Yeah.
Still makes me nervous.
I grew up in a Church of Christ, and so it was like no instrument. It was just music, singing. And when I was younger, I had a very high voice, like female range voice.
No.
So I know, right? So I would just, so there'd be all these like melody lines where all these women are singing super, and I was just belting as loud as I could. So I just got always used to, my mom was just like, sing this part. And so okay. And so there's like 20 people in this church and I'd just be screaming my face off. But so I feel like whenever I sang in front of people, I was like, I'm already used to this. Like we do this all the time. So I didn't really have like the nerves when I first started singing. I was just like, I'm used to this.
That's good.
And then as I got older, then I was like, oh, okay, people.
Well, you guys with the girl voices always were the ones that I admired. I wanted the Vince Gills of the world. And I know you do a Vince Gill song that's incredible, and you do a great tribute to him. And I say tribute in the sense that singing his music, not everybody can do it. Don't have that high range like I wish I had. I wanted to be that bass singer, and I also wanted to be the high tenor.
Yeah.
And so whenever the teacher, I had Connie Ballou at Kickapoo, which was a sweet woman that I adored, and she really brought the performance side out of me because she would put me up and have me do Elvis at all the assemblies. And so my first band was Big Smith, which we've talked about, which was Connie Ballou's sons.
Yeah.
And so anyway, she brought a lot of that out of me, and I forgot where I was going with that, but she was a great mentor and teacher. And I even sang at South Haven Baptist a little bit. So do you guys have a gospel song or something that you would want to share with us this morning? Oh, didn't work that one up.
Usually Sam takes the piano for the gospel songs.
That's
I just
okay.
get to sing them.
Well, people I know are tuning in today because I told them you guys are going to be singing several songs and we don't want to wait around. So I would love to hear you guys pick one of your favorites. What do you guys have set up for us this morning? Tell us a little bit about the song.
This first one that we can do is called Just This. And I wrote it about when you're having a conversation with a friend and the rest of the world just seems to disappear.
Yeah.
So
are you thinking like just this, what's going on in this moment when you have that person in front of you, what you're talking about, because everything else is just a blur?
Yeah. It's almost like it's an inexplainable word. So it's like, I don't have a word for it. So just this moment. Yeah.
Sometimes that's all we need from somebody else. Yeah. Just give me a minute.
Yeah.
Focus on me, not your watch, not your phone.
Yeah.
All those things.
She wrote it right after we met, and I was like, you wrote a song about me? She's like, no. But it's still pretty. We turned it into a duet.
And how many years ago was that?
Let's see. I think it was sophomore year of college. So
7 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're hitting that, I think, 8-year mark.
Awesome.
Now.
Well, without further ado, Adamant Faith.
All righty. try to understand this world and all its underhanded people. It's only us here.
And I don't know you very well, but it seems we won't need time to tell that we were supposed to meet here. Just this conversation no one else could join. 'Cause if they tried, they'd be distracted by the noise all around us, but we don't hear it. Just this knowing look I've never seen before. Something familiar that stirs my soul and makes me better, and makes me better. This moment's worth its weight in gold, though. Unlike everything we're told, it's not mine ever after.
But hearing voices of my kind, a spell from someone else's mind has caught me even faster. Just this conversation no one else could join. 'Cause if they tried, they'd be distracted by the noise all around us, but we don't hear it. Just this knowing look I've never seen before. Something familiar that stirs my soul and makes me better, it makes me better. You make me better. You make me better. You make me better. You make me better. Just this conversation no one else could join. 'Cause if they tried, they'd be distracted by the noise all around us, but we don't hear it. Just this knowing look I've never seen before. Something familiar that stirs my soul. It makes me better. It makes me
That is beautiful.
Thanks.
I know you guys played that for me the other day, and I just remembered which one it was. But sit there and put me in tears, because the thing about it, writing a song, and you'd probably agree, everybody interprets it a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
You may have written it from one perspective, and the whole time I'm sitting here thinking about, the person I love, and nobody would understand those things that you go through, that you feel, besides you two.
Yeah.
And it's the noise outside that all they're going to hear is noise. They don't get what you two get. So I totally get where you're coming from with the song.
Yeah.
And it's cool that everybody can interpret it in different ways.
Yeah.
So I love it. Good job.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, it's always funny with songs. There's been some that I've written. I have a song called Blackbird that I sing, that I wrote. It's like one of the first ones I wrote, and I showed a close friend of mine, and I wrote it about like a relationship standpoint, but it's about like someone leaving. And so I showed it to one of my close friends, and she's like, "Oh, that song just reminds me of my dad." And it was like, whoa.
A whole new perspective.
I know, because I was like, that's not the initial thought I had, but like whenever you put it in that perspective, like it fits that too. And so it was just really, she was just like, I really love that song. It just really reminds me of my dad. And I was like, that's cool, having it being like have a song that can like people can relate to in different ways, not just like relationship or one aspect, friendship, that kind of thing. It's a cool thing about songwriting,
When you guys collaborate and you go to writing a song, do you guys brainstorm and think of ideas or scenarios, or how does that process start?
Well, we found we usually do better if one of us has already started the song on our own.
Because we all sit around, drive our car or whatever, and you go, oh.
Yeah. If we sing, we've tried a few times to like, let's sit down and write something from scratch. And it's like, we both have similar styles, but we also have such unique styles that I feel like when we come together, it's like we both have all these colors and paintbrushes and we're both trying to like throw it on a canvas and it just becomes almost like classical. Like it's never really turned into something that we're like, wow, that's a cool pop song. We're kind of like, that was an interesting like Disney-esque song that we wrote. But
it feels better coming in with an idea or a thought.
If Faith comes in and
bounce
she's
it off
like,
of her,
here's this new idea I have, and she plays like the first verse and chorus, and it's like I can hear what she wants for the rest of it, or like I hear a bridge and then I'll show her and she'll be like, oh yeah, and then like it fits in. And same with me, like I'll show her a song and then she's like, oh, what if for the bridge we did this? So it's like I feel like we're both just better at like taking each other's painting already and then just like outlining things as opposed to us both trying to like throw onto a canvas together is kind of how I see it. So,
do you feel it's easier to write songs collaborating with somebody or by yourself?
By myself.
Yeah, by myself.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So we usually just come with a song and then we help each other finish it or just fine tune it. Look at the words, be like, what if you said this instead right there? Or
I feel like if other people, I've had times where like I played piano and had someone else that's like, I really want to write a song, but I just haven't before. And so I'm like, here. And so I'll play chords and then like let them start it and I'll like give them ideas. And I've had luck with that. I just feel like Faith and I have such like, we both kind of have this is how we approach songwriting and this is how we do it. And so when we come together, it hasn't really found a balance of like making something together because we're both just very like, this is kind of my thoughts and this is my thoughts, and we're both so strong in it.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You're both very strong personalities and you have your own ideas and you guys are very well educated when it comes to music, and which is very admirable. Did you guys take voice lessons as well while you were in school?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that really strengthened up what you had or made that muscle stronger as far as how to use it?
Yeah, I had a great teacher that really taught me how to make my voice one voice. So like from bottom to top, it just
not transition to the falsetto, but yet.
Yeah, and I still can. And it's like he taught me how to use all the different like facets of my voice, but also taught me how to just make it one smooth voice all the way through. So I can still break over into different things and make it sound different. But he taught me how to sing without straining my voice and basically taught me how to sing like a Disney prince if I need to.
Disney prince.
Yeah. And then, but then it was like, okay, but then you can add your own style and make it breathy and do pop stuff if you want. But now I have that foundation of sounding classical and Disney-esque. But I can also switch over into a more like soulful, gospel, bluesy, tone. If
sound a little rougher if you need to.
Yeah, it's a little difficult for me to sound rougher, but I'm getting there.
It's some growl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Nashville one time years ago when I had somebody produce a record for me. We were trying to shop, and they said, yeah, he sounds really good, but we need him to sound and look a little rougher or something. It's really not the look we're looking for. I'm like, well, what do I do? Grow out a beard? So I did, and still wasn't rough enough.
Yeah.
But it's funny, music labels and everything. We've talked about some of this and trying to get your material out there. Everybody's looking for something different and unique. And one thing about you guys, you have such a crystal clear sound that is it's angelic. I mean, it's the only way I know how to say it. And I explained to everybody when I talked to them about you guys how sweet the voices are. And the songbird to me is the highest compliment, I think, because in my mind, songbird has always sounded beautiful and has a beautiful song to sing. And you guys, with everything that you write and you produce, I know you're not just a Christian artist. You're not just a pop artist. You guys are even doing bluegrass, right? Sam's kind of
when Sam is here
pulled you into that. So when Sam's not in the group, you guys don't do any bluegrass?
No.
We don't talk about bluegrass when Sam's not here. No, I'm just kidding.
Sam had a great song the other day. Sam is Faith's husband, and he's a dentist. He couldn't be here this morning. Apparently people need their teeth worked on this morning. So we miss you, Sam. Wish you were here. But he wrote a song. What was it called? Snakin'?
Snake Hunt.
Snake Hunt. Yeah.
Yep.
Apparently in Chadwick, Missouri, back in the 60s, they had a big rattlesnake hunt. So he wrote a song about it. You have to look it up. I think it's on their YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah, I told you I wanted him to write a song about me, but he wrote a song about snakes.
Your song's coming. It just needs extra care and extra time and extra work and finesse. Yeah, it's got to be very delicate. Tell everybody where they can find you on Instagram and TikTok, and if you have a YouTube channel, anything like that.
Yeah, so everything is on Adamant Faith Band. We have adamantfaith.com too that we are it's in the process of launching. The domain is transferring over, but
and we need to make sure that you have Adamant Faith.
Yeah, so it's kind of like Adam and Faith, but it's adamant, like withholding.
I'm very adamant about this.
Adamant about it, so it's a word pun that I came up with. So,
because I kept Googling one day, Adam and Faith, Adam and Faith. I kept getting things between George Michael and Adam and Eve, and I don't know.
We've had so many funny too. We're like Adamant Faith, and when we gave out flyers once to like a bridal shop, she's like abundant faith. How lovely, and we're like, no, it's Adamant Faith, and then yeah. So, but you can look up Adamant Faith Band on Instagram, Adamant Faith on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok is Adamant Faith Band, and yeah, we're all over the socials. We try to post TikToks. We post a few a day. Everything else we post stories, and then usually every Friday we try to release a.
I was going to say you got dozens and dozens and dozens of videos. Every time I get on there's a new one, and I don't think I've even seen them all yet. So they're recirculating.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, we made a pact like last March that we're going to release a video every Friday to the end of the year, and we did it every single Friday.
Congratulations!
Yeah, thank you. It was really fun. And then we had a meeting and was like, should we just keep doing that? And we're like. Yep.
And you've had some that are half a million plays, right?
Yeah, we have a TikTok that has
that's amazing.
500.
Good for you.
20,000 views now. 520,000. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're going to say hi to our sponsors, and they are. We've got several sponsors. Actually, I get to be one of them too. I really like the program. Lynn and Dawn had asked me to be a guest on here sometime last year, and I was one of those guys that if somebody didn't show up, they could call, and I'd run over here and help them out. So. I'm honored to be doing that, and I miss you, Lynn, and I miss you, Dawn, and wish you were here. But I believe they will be back next Wednesday to join everybody on the next broadcast, which I believe is number 94 maybe. So they've been doing this for quite a while. It's amazing. Our sponsors, which everybody is really happy to have, that they're a part of Acts Ministry and helping broadcast these programs for Lynn and Dawn. The first sponsor is Brad Pistole, who is a certified fiduciary financial advisor. See all that real fast, several times. I'm lucky to say it once and get it through. But Brad Pistole, he is down in Ozark, Missouri, and he works with guys like Lynn Morris. I think Lynn said he put all his money with Brad and some programs that they've got. And no matter what he puts in, if the stock market goes down, he doesn't lose a dollar. He said he's never lost a dollar since the beginning of this deal. So apparently they've got some great retirement plans over there that don't lose any money when those stocks crash. So be sure to check them out. It's Brad Pistole. His phone number is 417-581-9222. Is that right, Faith?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just making sure. That's what it says right there. It's never too early to start planning your retirement. Just get into the music business, right? No, don't do that. The music business is a lot of fun, but it costs a guy a lot of money sometimes, unfortunately, until they make it. But anyway, we're going to get back to Brad Pistole because that's the only place we've got to go right now. It doesn't cost you anything. If you do want to call Brad, he is in Ozark, Missouri, and he's always there to help you out. It doesn't cost you anything to have some counseling or at least a meeting with him to let you know what he can do for you. So be sure to give him a call. He's got a couple of books out as well. They're best-selling books, Safe Money Matters and Bulletproof, and you can get those on Amazon, which Amazon has made it real easy to get anything really quick these days. So you want it right now, just get on Amazon and order it, and you'll have it to your door probably tomorrow. So be sure to check out those books, Safe Money Matters and Bulletproof. And for that phone number, one more time, if you had to get your pen out, it is 417-581-9222. And it may be running at the bottom of your screen too. Hey, perfect. I like that. Man, technology. It's amazing. All right. Our next sponsor, we've got another one here. Most of you may know Youngblood Motor Company, Motor Group, Youngblood Motor Group. That's the way I say it right there, just like that. They sell Nissan and Kias over there, along with a lot of certified vehicles and pre-owned cars. The dealership over there is one of the oldest. Actually, they've been in Springfield for 43 years. I was just a little boy when they came to town. 6 years old, 7 years old. Yeah, 7 years old. But anyway, I've shopped over there. If you want to go look at their cars, they're over there on South Campbell Street. Like I said, 3525 South Campbell. They've got a pre-owned lot across the street. They're at Walnut Lawn in Campbell. And every time I go by there, they've got so many cars out there. You couldn't even count them. And they're always rotating. They've always got new cars in there. But if you are in the car market, car buying mood, be sure to go by there and visit with those guys over at Youngblood Motor Group. They have been a sponsor for Lynn, I think, since the inception. And I know he appreciates your sponsorship and your support. So be sure to support those that support us. Also, I am one of the sponsors. My name's Louis Michael. I'm a realtor. I've got an office in Ozark, Missouri. I work for The Firm. It's a little boutique realty shop, and we work real hard to satisfy our customers and find the right homes for you and maximize your return on your investment of your current home. So if you want to list it, you want to sell it, whether it's your home, your land, your commercial property, please give me a call. My phone number is 417-988-1086. And along with selling real estate, I've been in the entertainment business for years. I've been in a lot of businesses through the years. I keep a lot of irons in the fire. But the reason I do that mainly is to keep my head straight, which brings me to the last sponsor, which is also a Louis Michael project, I guess you could say. It's not necessarily a for-profit business. It's a nonprofit. It's called Choosing to Live, which is an anti-suicide campaign. And my goal is to just keep people pushing forward and not to give up and not to commit suicide. So if you're suffering from any sort of PTSD, anxiety, depression, or suicidal thoughts or tendencies, be sure to go to neversuicide.org. I've got a lot of great information on the website. We're always trying to help whoever we can just to get through today and get to tomorrow. And, you know, sometimes tomorrow is not any better than today, but we got to keep pushing until the next day, because eventually whatever you're suffering through, it will pass and it will get by you and you will be better. So if I can help you in any way, please give me a call. It's 417-988-1086. We are February 7th. I've scheduled, if you get on Facebook, I've got a page there. It's called Choosing to Live. You can go on and like that page. And then I've also got one that I just added called Choosing to Live Connection, which is for those that are suffering from any one of those things like PTSD, anxiety, depression, suicide, as well as those that I've always called the collateral damage, the people that are left behind after a suicide. Because in every case somebody commits suicide, there's at least 150 people that are affected, whether it be your close, your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, your children, somebody you work with, your dentist, your whatever. Somebody is affected by that. They hear about the news and it affects them. So I'm putting together a support group. We're going to meet February 7th at the Rogersville Fire Station number 6 in Rogersville, and have a little counseling session and a little bit of meeting just to visit with people and try to encourage them. And I've got some speakers that are coming, or some people that have done grief counseling. And my goal is to try to help those people that are the survivors, as much as those that are the ones that are contemplating suicide. Obviously, we don't want anybody to do that. I've been there. I've been depressed. I've been in that place where I tried to take my life. Still suffer from depression at times. There's some days you wake up and the world's just not spinning the right direction, but you got to have faith that things are going to get better and that everything is here to pass. And that's what it says in the Bible. This too shall pass. Everything is here to pass. Our lives, unfortunately, eventually, but our cars, our relationships, everything is here to pass. It will get better. But anyway, hang in there. So if you do want more information, go on Facebook on Choosing to Live, and it's all there. I'll be happy to visit with you or help you any way I can. So I appreciate Lynn giving me a platform here to talk about that and to support Choosing to Live. So thank you guys. Anyway, with that, would you guys like to sing another song?
Sure.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Do we have a tip jar or anything over there? No. Hey, you guys, you're in for a treat. I know a lot of you tuned in probably to see them today. You didn't tune in to hear me talk all the time or anything, but I'd say let the music run. And, music's good for the soul. That's one of the things that's always helped my depression and overcoming things, was just to sit down and listen to music. And I'm a lyric guy. I love lyrics. And I have some of my favorite songwriters like Skip Ewing and different ones that have just written incredible, deep things that really touch a piece of me. And like I was saying earlier, your song, just this. It's, some people interpret it one way and others the other, but the words create that. If you're not a good writer, you don't get that. It's just one subject and people don't see anything else. But like your song you wrote, you see 10 different things. It could be a lot of different scenarios. So
Yeah.
I love your songwriting. So what else?
Yeah.
What else have you got for us now?
We could do Suddenly.
Yeah.
So this is a song that I wrote shortly after I met Sam. So Adam actually was our matchmaker. So,
Matchmaker, make me a match.
Yeah. So very thankful for him. And then, shortly after I met Sam, I wrote this song. And it ended up being the song I walked down the aisle to at my wedding.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there's a song called Suddenly that my old girlfriend, Olivia Newton-John, used to sing to me. And I think she had that written for me.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding. Only in my dreams when I was 10, I think.
Man.
But anyway, I can't wait to hear your song Suddenly.
Yeah, she wrote it like a week after meeting him, or like 2 weeks, and sent it to me. And then I called her and was like, "We're recording this, but also you've only known him for 2 weeks. Calm it down."
Oh boy,
Yeah.
Love at first sight.
I was like,
It
"Should
kinda
I show
was.
Sam?" And she's like, "No, don't show him."
And then
she
you-
was
and
like,
then you
"Okay,
showed
you
him."
could show him."
That's right, because you introduced him and you already knew him, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a wild turn of events.
This was my way of letting Sam know that I was interested.
I love it.
Oh, all right.
All I got was a sandwich.
Yeah. Hey,
Oh.
Patty said, "Hey, you want a sandwich?" I said, "I think she likes me." No. Anyway, Suddenly.
Okay, here we go. My is happiness a bit contagious? Smiling ear to ear, it's just outrageous. I've been living life through dusty pages till you caught my eye, quite courageous. And oh, these stirrings that I know from some time ago, maybe I'll let them grow. And gee, what a time to be trapped in uncertainty and suddenly set free. Suddenly set free. I had gotten used to compromising, but the things you say sure are surprising. As I talk with you, I'm realizing that soft-spoken sun is slowly rising. And oh, these stirrings that I know from some time ago, maybe I'll let them grow. And gee, what a time to be trapped in uncertainty and suddenly set free.
Yeah. That's love.
What a silly thing to be afraid of.
Stand up tall, now let's see what you're made of.
Oh, you sent me reeling in this state of wanting to be real.
Take off this makeup.
And oh,
These fearsome things I know
from some valley low,
maybe I'll let them go.
and gee,
What a time to be
striving so carefully,
and suddenly I
see. Suddenly I'm free, suddenly set free. Suddenly set free.
That's love. How sweet. How did he react when he first heard that? Did he say, "Will you marry me"?
He probably just turned beet red and was like, "Well, Faithy, that's a good song." That's how Sam talks.
That's how
my
Sam
impersonation
talks.
of Sam.
If for
Yeah,
anything,
do it again, Faith. Play it again.
get online and you got to see Sam. That's exactly how he talks.
He's a character. He's hilarious.
He is great people. And so if you get a chance, be sure, like I say, get on Instagram or any of the social medias and look up Adamant Faith, because you're not going to be sorry. There's tons of great videos. There's even one where they're out in the middle of the woods. And speaking of Sam, he ain't got no shirt on. Sorry. That's not proper, is it? But down here in the hills, that's how we talk sometimes. But he ain't got no shirt on, and he's down in a hole digging. And he's in a sinkhole, isn't he?
Yeah.
And so he's out there digging. So all of a sudden, then you see Faith, this beauty up on the hill, and she's with a guitar, and Adam's floating around somewhere, but they're all singing a digging in the hole song or something.
Yeah. That's the one I took. It was just a moment where Faith was singing, and I panned over to him just digging a hole, and he just started harmonizing into the song, and they weren't aware that I was taking a video, and it was just a funny little 6-second video.
I love all the stuff
Like,
you capture.
so
It's that
small.
impromptu
I
stuff. You
love
have an eye for all that.
I love video. It's so fun, the production stuff. But that's the one that, I guess I just had a lot of people like, we just want to be friends with you. We want to sit around and campfire with you. We're like, come down to Missouri.
Come on down. We'll dig a hole and sing snake songs.
That's the one out of all the ones we've produced. That's the one that got over 500,000 views.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay.
But it's real. People love real.
Yeah. It was really fun.
Like the song's real. And I love, man, to have a girl write for you like that. My wife, when I first met her, I think that's part of the reason I fell in love with her. I recently found all the letters she had written me back in the early 90s. I guess it was 90 when we met. We didn't have text messaging and all that stuff. And I'm really thankful that we didn't, because we had to exchange mail and stuff. And when I first met her, she was in Chicago and I was in Springfield. So I've got this stack of letters and poems that she would write. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm like I say, I'm a word guy. I love lyrics and I love all that. And I think a lot of this could probably be made into songs or something. Oh. But I say all that to say this. I found a bunch of those recently. And for Christmas, my daughters got books of their mother's love letters to me and poems and stuff. Not all of them, but some of them.
Really sweet, yeah.
And the ones I could find, then I discovered more, and they didn't have a chance to get those. Maybe that'll be next Christmas.
Yeah.
But anyway, I love somebody to write something to you. That, to me, that's the most thoughtful, caring thing that you can do for somebody, is to write something down. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, would you like to sing one more before we go? Because we've got time, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, Riverbed, this is the new one that you guys have that you're going to be releasing very soon, right?
Yeah, we just got back the track. So we'll be uploading it hopefully as a single next month. And then we'll shoot, a music video for it and do all the things. Yeah, we're excited though. Faith wrote this one during 2020 with all the lockdown and COVID craziness, and it's just a song kind of dedicated to Sam, about his love for nature and just just how no matter what's going on in the world, there's always like this beautiful earth that we have with rivers and everything can be chaotic, but as long as you have like that special person and the river and nature and God, then
that's one of the places I find my solace, my peace, is going and driving down to the river and just sitting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So great song. I'm sure it's a great tribute to Sam. Another one written for Sam. Wait a minute.
I know. There's a trend here. Yeah. I guess I'll have to start writing a couple.
Don't write any for Sam. All right. We're going to play Riverbed. They're going to play Riverbed. You don't want me playing.
Can you hear the guitar?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing looks anything quite like I thought it should. 1,000-year cedars fall silently in the wood. For I didn't hear them. How many bends can one waterway turn through all the forest that sprouted and burned? Letting the wildfire clear them. I don't need yesterday's land or yesteryear's guarantee. Darling, just give me your hand and and sweaty. That though the moon turned from yellow to red, that though the earth it may crumble and groan, oh, through the flood or the dry riverbed, you'll never let me go. We'll make this place our home.
This is where Sam plays a solo.
You're hearing thoughts, Sam.
Yeah.
This would be a mandolin solo right
Yeah,
here, right?
mandolin solo.
Yeah,
Okay.
the gobble.
Here on the water's edge, just underground, show me your favorite places you found, and we can hide away. It doesn't matter what's happening up there, fury and smoke may be filling the air, but we are having the best day. I don't need yesterday's land or yesteryear's guarantee. Darling, just give me your hand and swear me that though the moon turned from yellow to red, that though the earth it may crumble and groan, oh, through the flood or the dry riverbed, oh, through the flood or the dry riverbed, you'll never let me go. We'll make this place our home.
Man, that's pretty. Wasn't that great? I know you all enjoyed that probably at home or in your office, wherever you're watching. I know this program is, from what I'm being told, is on Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Daily Motion, and Rumble. And so you can find it on any of those social media outlets. But be sure to get on any of those outlets, especially Instagram and TikTok, if you're into TikTok, and find Adamant Faith. You'll want to hashtag them and share their stuff anywhere you can. I know they'd appreciate it. And you guys are going to be booking a home tour this summer in the Springfield area, right?
Yep.
And this is a unique thing, and a lot of people won't be used to this. But if you're thinking backyard gathering with the neighbors or a party you're having at your house, whatever you're doing this summer or this year, be sure to contact them and get a hold of them and have them come play at your house. They'll come play a set, and I think they've got a range of music that they can play, and I think you'll find it very cost effective, and I think they do it for donations and just to get the word out, and they're well worth every donation. Trust me. If you spend $100, $200, whatever, you couldn't buy this kind of talent anywhere else. So be sure to hire them on. And what's your phone number that they can get a hold of you, or how do you want them to get a hold of you if they would like to?
We have adamantfaith@gmail.com.
adamantfaith@gmail.com.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Or message us on Facebook. We'll answer that too.
yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for being here today, and we're going to be closing out the show. I'm glad to see you guys. I'm glad you're
Yeah.
feeling better, and
Thanks.
thank you again for lunch this week. It was good to
Yeah.
visit with you guys, and hopefully we'll get to work together a little bit more.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for tuning in today. And I know Lynn and Dawn are anxious to get back next Wednesday. It'll be show 94, and they'll be here with some guests, and I'm looking forward to seeing them again online as well. So be sure to share this if you can. If you are tuned in, be sure to share it and put in hashtag changing times or something. Just help us out and get more viewership. And I know they'll appreciate it, and we appreciate you. So I hope everybody has a great day, and remember to always choose to live. There's no other alternative. So keep pushing. You can make it. You can make it through all the troubled times. You've made it through the worst days of your life. And here you are today. Just keep pushing. So choose to live. Thank you.